Hello, world. I'm excited to show you the interoperability experience that InterSystems has been developing. We are currently set in the production configuration where a lot of the user's time is spent here creating interfaces and configuring inbound and outbound traffic for information exchange and interoperability. Many of the features built into the production configuration are enabled for this version of the UI. However, we won't be able to cover everything today. Please return to documentation for more detailed information. Today, I will review the highlights and the enhanced workflows we are confident will improve your day-to-day. Production item configuration has been significantly enhanced by direct user feedback with intuitive, intentional UX design. Notice on the left side, you have access to all your productions for quick navigation, as well as stopping and starting the selected production on the right-hand side. You can now easily create production items by selecting the configuration plus icon and follow the leading field prompts. Production items editing, including copying, deleting, and enabling disabling, is also more accessible in the diamond drop-down list here. Clicking on a production component now shows the entire connection path with both direct and indirect connections that render when you select a production item. From there, you can hover over any in or outbound connection to view the various paths a message may take. You can also use the Show Connected Only toggle to view only the selected components and its connections. Editing a host item is overall enhanced by enabling field filters and multi-selected variables that are noticeably more distinct than the previous UI experience. Expanding a process also allows you to view the associated DTLs and rules. When selecting a DTL or rule, you can see the outbound items that a message running through that specific DTL or rule may take, adding a filter to that component's connection pathways. Clicking on either the DTL or rule view icon opens and enables the split panel view for the DTL, or also the rule editor, on the selected view icon. You can split the new panel either horizontally or vertically. Open any split panel in full view to take advantage of more screen real estate. Batch editing categories is also enabled when you either create a new category and search for production items to add, or check them off. Notice these checkboxes that appear when editing a category. You can also use the production filtering to narrow your scope when selecting your production items. You can also edit the existing categories on the left side panel and add production items. Select two categories to find items that include both or one or the other. Notice you can filter by multiple categories across production items, rules, and DTLs. Filtering on the production items is even more powerful. Search hit areas include all component names, categories, DTLs, rules, and subtransforms. You can also search independently of the main screen using the left panel to view search results as well as view all the DTLs and rules from this production. You can also click on any DTL or rule to view in the split panel view. Lastly, source control is accessible here using a legend-based button showing statuses of your changes, whether they are merged, unsaved, or you need to check out changes. That's the production configuration. Let's now dive into the enhanced DTL editor and view this panel in full screen. This version of the DTL editor is enhanced with intuitive functionality, further enabling a user's end-to-end workflow, creating, updating, compiling, and testing a data transformation. Let's review some of those enhancements. Clicking on a map transformation in the DTL graphical editor synchronously highlights the corresponding action in the DTL action editor. In the DTL graphical editor, ordinal and/or full path expression conventions for each segment are now available to toggle at the viewer's discretion. In the DTL action editor, all familiar functions are enabled to create the necessary transformations. Embedded Python is available by selecting the language directly in the statement of choice. You can set the default class language by selecting the gear icon in the top right corner to set the default language in your DTL statements. Autocomplete is enabled on source, target, and condition fields, as well as the source class, source doc type, target class, and target doc type within the settings panel. In the DTL action editor, you can avoid going to VS Code for batch assignments and easily copy-paste statements between different DTLs. You can accomplish this by selecting the statements in your DTL to copy and open the DTL you intend to paste those statements and select the paste icon in the newly opened DTL. Use the undo or redo buttons located here to revert or bring back any changes that have not yet been committed to code. DTL testing utility is also included in this version of the UI, supporting the end-to-end DTL workflow and validating the DTL transform messages as expected. When the graphical editor becomes too long with segment expansions, you can either independently scroll on either source or target by placing the cursor on the individual panel, or joint scroll by placing the cursor in the middle of both panels. DTL Editor can also be viewed vertically when certain workflows require a lined-up view of each statement and mapping pairing. Note this UI version of the DTL Editor also enables source control and can be accessed in the VS Code integrated developer environment. We encourage users that utilize InterSystems interoperability-enabled products prior to version 2025.1 to download the Iris for Health or Health Connect versions 2025.1 or higher community kits from our evaluation website to try the enhanced UI shown in this video. Please also visit the InterSystems developer community post to interact with other users and comment on any feedback you have. Request a feedback session with us and earn thousands of Global Masters points. Thank you for watching this demo highlighting key functionalities of the modernized InterSystems interoperability experience.